Hello, everyone. Nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where we are on the test server for the
Oh.
first ever look. Oh, and we're with YST as well. Say hello, YST.
Hello.
Yeah, forget about mythical champions. YST, you are the highlight, which is actually true, to be fair. But we are here. The reason is, of course, mythical champions. Check it out above me. Pretty crazy. We've got our legendaries, and then above them, I've got all 5 mythical champions to test. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Frolni the Mechanist. I called him the Merchant all through my video where I was talking about him. Yeah. But like this was the mythical that raid revealed to me. So I was the exclusive, the first look. So he's the one we're going to be testing out today and see how they measure up. Are they crazy? Are they not? Before we
Don't
do,
you
look,
feel don't
yeah.
you feel like now that you've got the card, right? Like if you ever was to try to pull a mythical down the line, you're gonna want that dude first, right? Just for the sake of it.
Yeah, for the sake of it. I know, yeah. I'll probably
Just to match your
never
card.
get I'll never get him. This video will be the one
Yeah.
time. We can also now officially reveal with the primal shards. You need the quartz. We don't know how you're gonna get that or how much, but we can see the chances now. YSC,
hmm
what's your initial impressions of this? So a primal shard, if you compare it to an ancient shard, you've got like double the chance of an epic, double the chance of a legendary, and a 0.5% mythical. Then the rest is all rare. So it's kind of like a 2x ancient, but with the
Yeah.
0.5% mythical. So is that what you expected?
Um. Honestly, the rares is the one thing that's got me a little bit. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Personally. I feel like if they're gonna put rares into the mix, in a sense, right, is they could have just added a mythical rarity into the ancients in a sense, right?
Yeah.
It's like because they could have just had mythical at a certain chance, and then also in the void shards for down the line, and then they wouldn't have to have this another shard that's probably gonna come up for the voids, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. For me personally, I would have been like maybe 70% epic or something, or 20% legendary, 10% mythical. I don't know how they would have done it,
Yeah.
but
I
I don't know.
I'm like you. I expected a primal shard to be like a better version of a sacred. Instead, it's like better version of an ancient. It's weird. So
It
one would
is,
assume
yeah.
like if they sell ancients for like $1.50, you would think that a primal probably should sell for about $3 or something, and it should be very accessible in game. Will that actually happen? I doubt it. So I
I
think
think
yeah, it's gonna
honestly,
be mad.
I think price wise, if I was to guess anyway, I think we're looking just above a void shard.
Okay, you think?
Maybe I've around that caliber. I can't see how they can basically sanction it costing more than that because like the rates are pretty good. Like in terms of like an extra chance. This is where I said I think it's gonna be a bit more than a void because you've still
Hmm.
got that 1% chance for a legendary, which is basically like a 2x event, right? All the time.
Yeah.
So
But one thing I didn't touch on here, actually, when you look at the mercy system, it's actually pretty good. So you compare it to that ancient, after
yeah.
75 without legendary starts kicking in, but it's much weaker, only plus 1%.
Ooh,
That's
there's a
interesting. And
mythical
then
after
mythical
200.
after 200 without mythical starts
Oh
stacking up.
man.
So
Oh.
it's basically getting a mythical is very similar to actually no, not it's like pulling ancients in a 10x outside of 2x is what it's like, and it starts stacking up. It's almost the same, isn't it? 200 some without no, actually it's even
Yeah,
weaker.
because
It's a
you
worse
get less
mercy.
chance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worse. You're I've got you in the way slightly. I'll just disable you for a
Oh, okay.
second. There we go.
Yep.
So you guys can
Woohoo.
see the full thing.
I'm
um
metamorphing.
you're metamorphing here. I can just hold it up manually with my mouse. Yeah, so it's a pretty bad mercy system from the looks of it. We might have to do
Yeah.
a whole video on this, breaking down the chances and whatnot. But yeah, initial impressions are not great. Not great on the shards, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's sketch.
Uh,
It just
it's
depends. Like, it
sketch.
comes back to, in a sense. I mean, it's obviously not what this video is about, but it's
Oh,
basically
I beat
like,
you.
oh, well, everyone can beat me nowadays. But I guess it comes down to like how many times we're able to obtain these quartz, right? Like,
Yeah.
if they're everywhere in every dungeon and they're dropping like like no man's business,
hmm
then well, hey, you know what I mean? Like, we'll be able to maybe hit a mercy once in a lifetime. But if
That.
it's stuck down to like initial things and you got to hit like a milestone of like 10,000 points in a champion training to get 5 quartz, it might
Yeah, right.
it'll take a long time, man.
You've replaced your legendary books with 5 quartz. Let's go.
Uh,
Anyway, let's take a look at this
yeah.
champion. Let's see some gameplay. So Frolni the Mechanist, what's his deal? Well, he has an AoE attack that does 30% more damage if he has higher max HP than the target. And it's only a 3-turn cooldown. He has obviously his metamorph to go into an alternate form. He has a single hit that steals 2 buffs and can't be resisted. And if he crits, it does repeat the attack as well. So big single target hit that can steal some buffs. His A1 ignores defense for every buff in this champion. Then I think one of the most exciting things, he does have a really cool passive. He gets extra crit damage for every 1000 HP he has. And he gets more max HP and speed whenever he kills an enemy. That stacks up, though it does reset every round. And a 35% HP in all battles aura. Now he can flip form, which by the way looks, I think, really cool.
This dude is the next form is not a dwarf. It reminds me of, do you remember in Power Rangers, right? And they morph into like the big the Dragon Zord, and they're like the dwarf is inside the mechanism. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like he's inside that machine. The other one.
Yeah, it's funny, but this guy, he's more of an ally protector, right? So ally protection with unkillable on himself. You can put out a shield if people are below 50% HP. Then he has a big single target heal for himself, and then equalizes or balances the HP of your whole team. Again, all on 3-turn cooldowns. His A1 is stacking up his defense permanently. And then, he reflects damage back when attacked, and he can actually decrease enemies' accuracy when they put debuffs on him, which is kind of cool. And they can both switch between the forms on a 4-turn cooldown. So, look, the way I built him up, I figure this guy, he wants to kill people. He's a HP nuker, so let's build him for that. So I've built him in lethal for that crit rate and ignoring defense, and I've built him with fairly high HP, 81,000, high enough speed at 238, 100% crit rate, 261% crit damage. For his base form, when it flips over, he's still 80k HP. His speed actually goes higher. And he loses some crit damage and so on. So their stats actually flip. So it's kind of cool. You can flip them between them. There's no way to build like each independently. It's the same gear set, which the whole debate in itself. We might see him in action and talk about that.
I actually don't know what I feel about that personally, because I actually went into build, the one that we're going to be showcasing on my channel afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly thought until last night that it was 2 separate builds. I was actually under that assumption, because when they speak about, like, I'm talking about the future of mythicals, maybe not these ones because they're kind of based on their own stats or whatever.
Yeah.
But some of them are like scaling of defense, and then the other ones are scaling of HP. And then looking down the line, there might be like a big nuker first form, and then like a Duchess-esque support form.
Yeah.
And you want them built in 2 completely different ways.
Well, that's sort of this guy is sort of like that. Big friends.
Yeah.
He's got his reviver.
Kind of like, it's that thing where it's like, obviously it'll be harder, so there's some downsides to basically build up 2 forms of champions, but just having that option to maybe like have one build, and then if you wish so, having 2 separate builds, I think would be very strong.
Yeah. One thing that stands out to me as well instantly before we even throw them into a fight right here, they talked about how their base stats are going to be much higher because they're mythical champions. To me, this doesn't look crazy. This could be a legendary champion, like 22,000 HP. I mean, it's good, but it's not nuts. 100 speed, still 63% crit damage. It's nothing crazy here. Like this is nothing to me special. Whereas I think when you look at epics and then legendaries, there typically is quite a large gap. Like legendaries have more crit damage than any of the epics do, but we still have the same crit damage number here. I switch him over into form 2. It's actually pretty good, like high speed, and then he's got solid HP and defense. But again, it's not like, ooh, this is a totally new level, which I feel like they advertise it as. I feel like this is, an above average legendary, but it's not like, oh, this is a new era, and we're not getting, of course, any faction guardians, at least yet, to power these champs up either. So that wise is not that crazy.
The scalability is weird. And do you know one thing else? I'm not sure if you've noticed this, but do you know the power of the 137,000?
Yes.
The actual champion itself. I think they've kind of added both together for each form.
I think so, yeah. It's just doubled it. Yeah.
Because on my one, right, I've got nearly 200k power. I was like, my gear's not this strong. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But it's pretty weird how they've done that. But
definitely. All right, let's jump in and let's do some fights. So what I have done, I've basically taken the 3 arena teams that I normally use, and I've switched out the damage dealer. So in this top one right here, I normally used Ragash. So we're going to switch him in instead of Ragash. In this one here, I'm actually using Sun Wukong at the moment. So we're going to put him in instead of that in like a speed team Arbiter. And then I've got like a Sifi style team. I normally use Rotos. And we can stick him in there instead as well. So we're up against your team. What one will we use against your team here, YSD? What do we think? You've got...
Well, you're probably going to outspeed me. I haven't got like a super fast Yumiko at the moment.
Yeah, so that would be the play if we wanted to do that.
Yeah, or you can go second. You probably beat with a go second as well, to be fair.
Let's start off with the go second. Let's try each of them. For team setup, I guess this is the question. So I've set up Uko to do that.
This part here is so, oh my god, when you're trying to do the waves in Doomtown, right? I was losing the plot. I was like, oh, wait, which one do I want to go to? Do I want to form back here? So much to think about.
We'll find out first on a manual. Let's go in. Let's see him. Here we go.
So, do you know from your impressions when you first used this dude, right? Because like, this is the one that actually not tried out first. Like from what I was reading was he kind of scales over time and then he just deals some crazy damage. Have you kind of noticed that?
Well, let's find out. I think we actually resisted the thing there. So here we go. Okay, we'll get a decrease attack out, hopefully, on your nuker lady. So that will make that a bit easier.
As well.
Nice. Let's go. But you've got Stone Skin on. Oh, here we go. So he actually resisted all your moves. So I've got the option at this point. One fun thing, his Metamorph will never be put on cooldown. So we could just switch into his other form. And even if we were locked out by Yumiko, his other form would have all its abilities good to go. Let's go for the buff steal. Cannot be resisted, and he can repeat it. So let's see how it does against your Duchess. She doesn't have polymorph, so that's not going to happen. We have 2 chances to steal Stone Skin. Let's see how we do. Bloody larceny. Oh, wow. Well, we stole everything else. And nothing.
She's like, that's my Stone Skin.
yeah, pretty much. So, all right, that happened. Right, let's just keep going here. Why the heck not?
Oh, come on. Can we get a turn with Mesmo? Come on. Oh, your dude's about to just come in and absolutely pummel her.
Yeah, all right, let's see. Here we go. So now your team is vulnerable. We do more damage against targets that have higher max HP. Do you know off the top of your head? Like, does Duchess have more than 80k max HP?
She has. I can actually tell you right now.
Oh, yeah, tell me right now. Here we go.
So this Duchess has...
at 1 speed here as well. Okay.
75,000 HP.
Okay, so we do have that 30% bonus damage on everyone. We've got Duchess reducing the damage. Here it comes! Mythical.
Well, to be fair, has he scaled enough yet? I don't know, man.
Oh, it's not great. We're like 30 to 40k. It's not great. Now, here's the thing. Yes, like you said, he is going to scale, and that's where it becomes kind of cool. But man, the base damage, like he's not in like the absolute craziest gear, but it's pretty much the best I can do on my account. And it's just a little lacking, isn't it? Let's see his A1. So his A1 should be pretty strong. It ignores defense for every buff in this champion. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 buffs right now. This should hit pretty hard. It's just a single hit. Let's go against the Duchess. 76k, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. That's ignoring a lot of defense. But yeah, it's just a bit underwhelming, isn't it, in terms of that damage? But yeah, he's gonna start going really fast because he's getting kills. So like, I think that's where he becomes good. Right.
The thing is, this is like, it's over time, over the course of a round. Like, you can imagine him in live arena. So in live arena, for instance, right? If you bring Frolni in, he's gonna be a menace. Like, if you got stall defense with him in the mix, he's gonna scale so much, and he's just gonna wipe you out.
That's true. Yeah. So long as he starts getting any kills, he stacks up to. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I mean, 100 extra speed is a ton of extra speed. And maybe it stacks up even more. Oh, wow, he didn't do his lockout. Okay, well, then we can just strip his hef rack. That's pretty good. Let's see. On full auto, let's see how Frolni's going to do. So he should be... it's a decent hit right there, like 60, 70k.
Yeah.
But like, in terms of coming in and being like the one-shot nuker... Oh, he's metamorphed! What? Why?
Oh.
I thought I didn't set him to do that. That's weird.
He's like, you can't tell me what to do, Nubs.
No, apparently not. I mean, he did 34k single target with his A2. He is built for a hell of damage.
To be fair, like, even, like, I honestly thought, like, when you see the word mythical, you see this red outline and all of this stuff, I honestly thought, like, because I've tried out 4 out of 5, this is the only one I haven't tried yet.
Yeah.
And none of them was, like, apart from the Sacred Order one, I think he was probably the most powerful from what I tried.
Right.
But, none of them was like, oh my gosh, like better than Taras level. You know what I mean? Who's a legendary.
Yeah.
So in a way, they kind of seem more fun and quirky to me so far anyway from what we have with these 5 more than OP. I can't see the OP-ness coming out of it, honestly. But
no. Well, okay, we've got a problem right here that MYTHICAL got locked out and now Frolni's been crowd control. So we can't, even though his skill's been put on cooldown, we can't even get to his Metamorph here. Oh man, and now he's stunned. Oh dear Lord.
This is how I feel when I face your team. Every time it's just lock out.
Yeah. Let's see. Come on, Frolni. Come on, Frolni. And he's stunned again. He got stun set, so he got lockout. Somebody get a turn, please. Guess we'll just leave it on auto. Oh, they're stunned and provoked. We've got both of them.
Oh man, this is, oh my god.
Wait, MYTHICAL got polymorphed? What? How did she get, or Uko got polymorphed? How did that even happen? Oh my.
Probably when he stole the buff or something with his passive or whatever it was.
Oh, you know what? It's because we polymorphed them and Yumiko redirected it with Hex. That's what's happening. Oh,
Oh, here we
Mithrala.
go.
Oh, Mithrala did the wrong move. She didn't cleanse.
Oh, she didn't cleanse.
Mithrala.
She's
Trolling.
trying to get. You
All
get
right.
some petrification now though from the.
Yeah, maybe. I think he's going to
Hegemon.
die. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Mithrala. Let's cleanse. Let's do. And she's got.
Yo. Oh my god.
Oh my. Nothing wants to work. Nothing wants to work. Come on, Mithrala. Don't get stunned. Ah, she's
Man,
got.
I'm sleeping on this
out.
combo. I need a Torment.
He's got a lot of accuracy on Yumiko. She must have like
Yeah.
800 accuracy to actually debuff Mithrala. Yeah. Wow, wow. That's a bummer.
It's crazy.
That's a. I mean, we're.
Oh, he's got a turn. Here
He's
you go,
got a
kill
turn.
Yumiko.
Oh,
Kill
but he's
someone.
locked out. Block active skills. He can't metamorph. That's a pain
Oh
in the
wait.
butt.
Oh, block active skill. I thought. Oh, it's just the
Yeah.
cooldowns that you can't. Oh, there we go.
No, I mean, let's try kill Izuko at 20k. It's not much really.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wow, wow, wow. Mithrala still can't get in there. Oh, the poisons are going back. Ah, you hate,
You're
you
killing
hate
your
to
own
see
dwarf.
it. Here we go.
Uh,
Heal him. Oh, that's a big heal.
Oh,
that's what we
that's a
like to
big
see.
heal.
We're back
That's
in,
a big
boys.
heal.
We're back in. We could actually, I think the way to do it is probably get,
Yeah.
hopefully start doing them. Okay, good. And we block the hex. All right, we can,
Metamorph
here we
in.
go. It's metamorph time.
There we go. Power Rangers.
Morphin
Let's go.
time, boys. All right, we're protected. Here we go. And
Oh,
it's been
yes.
stripped. It's gone.
God's
All right.
sake.
And and
Oh.
we're frozen. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Like with buff strippers coming back into the meta a bit, it's a bit of a problem with them because they can just strip off the ally protection. That's something I found from doing a couple of test fights. It doesn't quite work super well, shall we say. So yeah, and like, because if you're building him to do damage in dwarf form, he's not going to have any resistance, so that's not going to help you either. That can be a problem too. If we can kill this Uko, we can escape this hell. So, I mean, his team is obnoxious, but we are going to win. His Uko's actually died from the passive reflecting damage and
There
source
we
of play,
go.
doing
Slick
work.
Track's like, no, I thought I
keeping
was the
us
only
up.
one.
I think, is he dead now? Oh shit, he is dead. He's gone. He's
Let's
down.
go.
We're permanently increasing his defense. We're going to slowly kill him with second form
See,
here.
I need to reread how he's scaling again. I think I've misunderstood this. Let me
Oh,
see.
metamorph, here we go. 100k hit right there against...
So his A1 increases up to 100%. It reminds me a bit of Rock Breaker. Do you know that epic dude? When he like kind of provokes and he's got that passive that increases the defense.
yeah.
So
Going with
that's pretty cool.
this sort of team. Let's go with the
That's
speed
only
team.
what?
Yeah, so
it goes 5% of defense for each buff on this champion. So the more you scale on that,
yeah, the more
A1's
buffs you have on him, the harder his A1 hits. Yes, that's right. Goes in with the AoE again. It's really not doing anything. But let's see how he does with his other moves here. See.
So how much 1000 HP do you have on this champion in total? Can you recall?
I
that?
have 80,000, so he's getting an extra
So that's
80%.
a lot of crit damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, his stats aren't crazy, so it's hard to get it a bit higher. Bloody larceny, but again, it's failed to steal stone skin. But you could get lucky. You got 2 chances. So we're kind of unlucky to miss it twice in a row. I think with 2 chances, I think it's a 50-50, so it should be about 75% chance that you would steal the stone skin with each A2. So now, like, he'd come in. Oh, no, he's going to go in because I've given him mastery, so he's going to come back in with his A3. It's off cooldown again, so he'd come in with that. Okay, it's not doing much. He is very tanky. I mean, he's a tanky enough champ. He's got 80k HP. So like he's pretty tanky. He can take some hits. Like let's see. So right now we are a little bit squishy, right? We're getting beat up by this Candrafon. Let's imagine that this Candrafon is still alive, and I'm kind of worried at this point. We're gonna die. It's metamorph, and let's see about protecting the team. He doesn't have any buff stripper, so we can protect. So bam, protection on. You can see the shield based off defense. It's there in the Yumiko. It's a pretty paltry shield.
Yeah.
He doesn't have increased defense, which would make it 60% bigger. And he's not super stacked with defense. Like, you could build him if you wanted with like 6,000 or 7,000 defense. He's got good base defense in this form. But if you build him with defense, his dwarf form's not going to do anything. It's going to be a complete waste of time. So I don't know about the shield and the fact that only triggers below half HP. I feel like that is a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. Let's see if it's on auto and see what he's going to do here. Well, actually, no. Let's make sure he does his next move, just so we get to see that.
So out of the 2 forms, which one are you the biggest fan of personally? Like, let's just say a player hypothetically got that 0.5% chance, they got themselves one, and they wanted to invest their books into one of the forms. Which one would you invest in? personally.
I think his dwarf form, the first form, is probably better. Like this form is
Okay.
fine. It's like a ally protector, but that's it. Like he's ally protecting. He reflects some damage back, but I don't think it's that impactful, really. Like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, having looked at it here? For me, this form, oh, he can't even switch back right now. He's like ally protector, it's fine, but to me, it's nothing crazy, nothing that other champions don't do. I feel like the
Yeah.
scaling dwarf is better overall, but
Yeah, I preferred the first form personally. Like that's the one when I've been facing it in arena on test server.
yeah.
But that first form was like I kill everyone else around him, right? And he's the last one alive, and then just boom, obliteration. I'm like, oh, God, what happened?
Yeah. Right, let's see. He's going to switch back here. He does have a lot of buffs, so his A1 would hit hard, but that's not, I would say, particularly useful for our cause right now. Yeah, let's switch him back. Boom, metamorph. Again, extra turn, you drop a lot of the buffs. Let's see, we should get some kills here, and he's going to start scaling. He's got one kill, so bam, he's going to start scaling now, and I think that's pretty good. Again, that's a big smack. That's kind of scary.
Nice.
A1, damage is low, but it's damage. Going with the A2. Bad affinity. He had one weak hit, and the damage is slightly reduced, but yeah, right. But now, hopefully, he can start getting some more kills and start speeding up. Let's see what he's going to do here. Exterminate the weak. Now he's killed 2 of them, and now he's got, what, 60% more max H? His HP bar is starting to look pretty beefy, right?
Yep.
And he's going to start going real fast now, so that's the appeal. Bloody larceny.
I'm just thinking, like, imagine like a boss scenario, right? Like in the future or whatever that may be, like stacking it up to 100% is disgusting. That A1, man.
Yeah,
if each hit says 10% every single time he uses that A1 to stack. That's pretty insane.
Wait, what do you mean with this A1?
So attacks. Oh wait, that's the second form.
Yeah, his second form. His second form increases his defense when he does an A1. But I feel like you don't do their A1s that much, right? Because you're going to be switching forms, and their cooldowns are really short. He's got 3, so he doesn't A1 very often. So, but there you go. Like that was how that fight went. Honestly, my vibe on this champ, he's okay, but he's nothing too crazy in my opinion.
Honestly, I would use him in live arena. Like from what I've been seeing anyway, I think live arena would be like really fun with this dude. Classic, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it just takes a bit long, right?
Let's see against this.
This is the thing. We got to think about who we're facing as well, right? These are like top tier,
that's true.
teams. Like in Gold 5 or something, or whatever that may be. If you pull one of these, like this dude's gonna be smacking through Gold 5, right?
Oh yeah, this is gonna hurt a lot.
Yep.
Ouchies.
I dealt with that yesterday and I cried.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that bloody! He actually went in bloody larceny first that time, so he opened up with the A2. That's interesting. And he actually was able to lock out Skullcrown. We can sleep her. She should just die now. He stole her unkillable, which is quite nice, actually. And he comes in. He's already got a kill, and bam, smack. Yeah, like, I don't know. He's decent, right? I think for Arena, he's pretty... He's not, like, clearly overpowered. I'm not like, wow, this is, like... So I think that was my comparison going into it, was... like, if I look at him briefly here in the index, right, I was going, oh, man, AoE, HP-based nuke... potentially do. I was like, oh man, this champion, he could be the next sort of Taurus type champion. But Taurus, he just hits a lot harder. He is the HP based nuke. His damage scales for each buff on him. So the damage Taurus does is just, it's miles beyond what this champion does. Like Taurus is more mythical in that sense, but yeah. All right, so here we are. We're in the Hydra run. I have to re-record this bit, so I'm a little bit confused in terms of where we were. I think PC's like overheating. It's bloody heat wave over here in Ireland. We're not used to it, and the UK as well. Oh man, we're dying. Like behind the scenes, both of us are like,
it's all these lights and the PC heat. It's like, my god.
Yeah, so, but anyway, we're here in Hydra. What have I got set up with this team? We've got, well, Nekmothar giving us speed. He's in a provoke set as well. It brings us, well, decreased attack, but all the speed manipulation. Sifi to keep us alive and give us nice buffs. We've got Ugo for that block buffs. Shamail, well, actually, then we've got 3 damage dealers, really. Michinaki, he is being powered up by the increased defense from Sifi, and he's well known as an S tier damage dealer for Hydra, giving us the decreased defense and attack in the Hex. Shamail is built for damage, but he does not have increased attack, so he's not going to be at his full potential. And then we've got the man of the hour, the dwarf of the hour. We've got Frolni the Mechanist, not the merchant, and he is coming in here. I do remember we talked about this, but AI on these champions is wonky. I put him in without any AI presets, and Frolni walked in and was like, all right then, I'ma just A1 over and over again, baby. Let's go. So
Yep.
I had to go in. We did this run all the way up to a 1 key of brutal. This is brutal difficulty, and I stopped
Yep.
it there. I had to set him to priority 1 on his AoE attack. I think what happens is his AoE does bonus damage if he's more max HP than they do, and he doesn't than the Hydra Head. So I think he just doesn't use it. And then I think he does his A2 if they have buffs. He will try to steal it with the A2, but if they don't have buffs, he won't do the A2. And I can tell you from all my runs so far, he has yet to metamorph ever by himself. So yeah.
Do you know what? To be honest, though, like this form, like this one actually does stand out to Hydra to me because like the initial one is like stealing buffs from a target. That's very impactful, right? Like if you get stolen from Mischief, go through, steal that right back. And it cannot be resisted, so you don't need accuracy. And then if you see that you're starting to panic, you're getting a bit of nukes on you, just switch over to the ally protection and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It'd be good. So it's pretty cool synergy there.
I think it does work well on manual for sure, where you can go, or like even if you're just running your run like this and you could be like, oh gosh, like stuff is starting to fall apart, we're getting beat up. Oh, I can go click metamorph, throw out the ally protection, throw out like the heal and the HP balance and top everybody up for a few turns, and then switching back to damage form and get back to it. Especially, I think that's really impactful. Yeah,
you can even time it for like the decapitated as well. Like if you got 3 decapitated, switch through to the other one, boom, nuke them down, go back to the big dude again. So
yeah, but let me ask you, and you can sort of see some of the damage numbers in the background. How do you think he's going to, like, how would your expectation be for how he should or will perform compared to Michinaki, who's sort of best case scenario, or then Shamael, who doesn't have increased attack? Like, where do you think he's going to fall in terms of damage?
It really depends how much. Let me just see one more hit. I need to see a raw hit, not decapitated. Let me see this one time, and then I'll give you my real guess.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bearing in mind, a Royal Guard would probably be hitting for 200k AoE, roughly, I would say. Here he goes.
Here he goes.
50 to 60k.
Mishinaki, I think, is going to do a lot more.
You're right. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let me skip on.
No, I guess it comes down to because Mishinaki has got burn debuffs as well. He doesn't really have any debuff placements. And but the damage on the decapitated seemed very high from what I've seen from before.
Well, here we go. End battle. Drumroll, moment of truth.
Here we go.
31.59. If I move you over here.
Oh, no.
So we only see half your face. This was how it looked at the end. Frolni has done the same damage as Nekmothar. Michinaki has 16 million. Shamael has 7 million. Frolni was in damage form the whole time, and we forced him to use his A3 every time. 3 million damage. His damage...
Oh, wow, that shocked me. I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect it either. Yeah, and like I would absolutely agree with you. You would think best case scenario, you'd think, oh, well, surely he should do not as much as Michinaki. That'd be crazy, but he should do good. But
I thought Michinaki was going to be about 12, 13 million, which was close to it. I thought he'd be like half, 50%, maybe like 6, 7 million at least, but...
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hang on. My brain crashed actually when my graphics card freaked out there. I got to open it back up again. Give us a second here. Get back on. Oh, actually, check this out if it loads up on time. We've got a nice load. Look at the butt. Look at the cheeks on this one. Oh, man.
See what I mean, guys? Like, the first thing, like, there's this amazing piece of artwork, right? And then the first thing is like, oh, look at the cheeks on that one.
I mean, you look at that. You tell me that that's not what they want you to focus on. They absolutely did that on purpose. But yeah, so for Hydra, honestly, this champion sucks. He's garbage. Like, yeah, sure, he could ally protect you, but he's not bringing much. His damage is just really bad. And no, he's just no good for Hydra. You can sort of see why. I think it's really all about this passive. Is my takeaway. He needs to be stacking this passive. Without this passive, he's kind of rubbish. And obviously, he doesn't get the 30% more damage here for Hydra either.
And he has to kill people with that one, right?
Yeah, he has to kill people. Yeah. So I feel like this champion is... I feel like his damage is a bit underwhelming. I feel like if it was a bit higher baseline, he could get kills more easily, and this would start stacking, and he really gets going.
Even like...
When it stacks, though, he's a beast. But
this is what I'm thinking, because, like, do you know if that... We keep speaking about the Great Void Clan boss, right?
Yeah.
And what it can be, like... I don't know, like something like this could become meta, right? Like imagine, because I see all those little tentacles around the Great Void in a sense, and they can be like separate things you have to kill. And if he's killing those minions in the sense of those tentacles and he's stacking, he could turn out to be a monster in those scenarios. Or there's the Eternal Dragon if you kill the priest, and
Yeah, that's true.
Spiders or something. I don't know. There's some instances, but in the grand scheme of bosses, there's not really a lot of side ads that you have to face, right? It's
Yeah.
just single.
So I don't know. Like, what did you feel about Frolni the Mechanist after this one? I'll tell you straight away. I was kind of like, he seems okay, but he's not blowing me away. That's sort of my vibe about him. What do you think?
I think he's. Do you know what it is? I need to forget. Like for me, I'm one of those players. Like everyone was obviously getting really angry about mythicals and stuff. Like for me, I don't give two shits. Honestly, I don't even spell on YouTube. My bad, sorry. But I don't even care that it's mythical. Like take that away. I'm just What I really enjoy about these champions is the separate forms thing. I think that's pretty new, pretty cool. Mythical, I couldn't care in the world if it was an epic champion. If they can metamorph, that's all I really like, pretty much.
Gotcha.
But as a champion,
let's fight Free Willy here.
I like him as a champion, but when you talk about a mythical, and in my head, I think that should be better than a legendary. I don't think it's there for me personally.
Yeah,
he seems like a solid legendary champion. It doesn't scream mythical to me. But there we go.
There we go. All right, well, guys, we are going to be hopping over to YST's channel next, where we are going to be testing out the wolf. Which is she here? Oh, she's not here. The one that we're not fighting against. Though I've forgotten her name, but we're going to fight the wolf. And see how that one goes.
Mesimo Luperfang. I can't forget the name because I got the card now.
There you go. Mesimo Luperfang. We're going to be checking out on YST's channel, so make sure to hop over there and to see that in action. Let us know what you think of these mythicals and the shards and everything now that you've seen it. Oh, we sort of smashed through right here. Oh, this guy, he's revived on death.
He's the one, like, I know that we're finishing the video, but he's the one where it's like, he seems like a Baron counter in a sense. It's like,
look how fast we are now, by the way. Like, Cephas take a turn and he's almost like ready to go again. Like he's so fast when he gets going.
This chick's metamorph is really cool as well, where she kind of puts the stone skin, continuous heals, and the taunts is pretty nasty as well.
I'll tell you, Frolni, once he gets some kills like that, the dude starts he goes well.
He starts going crazy.
600k power. All right, let's jump over to YSC's channel. We'll see you there. Goodbye.